So Disney and Pixar's Luca decided to drop on Disney Plus about 2 weeks ago. I was actually on my way home from a church camp with my friend Acario from Kasai Ruby Studios. Here is my thoughts. So Luca is Disney and Pixar's latest film dropping on Disney Plus because of the pandemic. First was Soul, now you have Luca. I wonder what else is going to come out on Disney Plus, if the pandemic's going to get any better, or if Pixar's just going to decide to drop them all on Disney Plus, or if they're just going to decide to place them in theaters, which is probably how I prefer them. But anyways, Luca is the latest film. It follows a story of two sea monster friends who decide to go to the surface to compete in a race to win a Vespa. Now, first, before I get started, I just want to say a quick shout out to Kasai Ruby Studios, my friend Acario, who makes amazing animation, better than Pixar, hands down. No, I'm just kidding. No offense, but he does not make better animation than Pixar. But there is one group that I could say he makes at least 100 times better animation. Oh, I wonder who that group is. Anyways, so shout out to him. Go subscribe to him. He makes also amazing animations. He is amazing at making animations. Me and him started a series where we're going to watch all the Alpha and Omega movies together. And we started it, and we started to film, and now my soul wants to die. Please save me. Anyway, so we did start that series. Me and him, we're probably going to do a collab on reviewing Luca together. But here's just my solo thoughts, so we might as well get into them now. But just shout out him. Go subscribe to him under Kasai Ruby Studios. He is amazing. Also, one last thing. Why I'm over here is I am, again, renovating my room. Over there, still going to be my studio. But right now, I got a Funko Pop shelf. I might as well just show you guys that. Oh, yeah, here's my Funko Pop shelf. Over here, you got two of my favorites. Is King Kong and the Monster from A Quiet Place. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's really cool, isn't he? Really cool looking. I did go see that movie. Probably not going to film a video review. I didn't even do one on Letterboxd, but just saying that I did go see that movie. But anyways, so I have a Funko Pop shelf. I also have a lot of things that I'm going to be working on. So just stay tuned. Probably my studio will look better eventually, but just hang tight. I will probably be filming videos here from now on for just a little while until I am done. But anyways, it's time to talk about Disney and Pixar's Luca. But before I get started, you know what to do. Subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below, what did you think of Disney and Pixar's Luca? Did you think it was better than Soul, or was it definitely a step down because of what Pixar did last year with Soul being my number 5 in my yearly ranking? Or do you just think it's kind of like this mediocre movie which is just fun, but doesn't feel like a Pixar movie? I'm about to tell you my thoughts, but just do all those things right now. Make sure to go follow me on Letterboxd under ZachMovieChatYT. Thank you for clicking on this video, and here is my thoughts on Luca. Now, Luca, I fit into that last category I was talking about, who thinks it's a mediocre movie, has a lot of positives. A lot of positives. I really enjoyed this movie. But compared to rest of Pixar's lineup, where you have films like Soul, WALL-E, which I've never seen, Ratatouille, which I've never seen. A lot of films people call greats. And then you just have Luca, which is kind of like this movie about two kids winning a race. It's predictable. It's just kind of mediocre. Obviously, I enjoyed it. This was a really, really fun Pixar movie. In fact, before that, I was actually really looking forward to watching this because I pretty much knew what it was going to be. So, stay tuned for this in my new studio. Might as well show it off. When I went to the drive-in to go see A Quiet Place Part 2, picked up my Luca poster. So, I was really looking forward to watching this movie, but it really was mediocre. And, sure, it's worth buying a poster. It's worth buying. And if you go to, the store and it's really cheap on Blu-ray for, a Black Friday, it's worth buying just to watch. But, obviously, it is very mediocre, and it doesn't fit well with Pixar's lineup. Now, obviously, the cast was really good. Everyone has great chemistry with each other. But one thing I'm dying to talk about is a villain. This villain is so refreshing. It's probably like the next best villain since Heath Ledger's Joker. I'm not kidding. Heath Ledger's Joker is incredible, and this villain was pretty good, actually. Obviously, I am kidding, but the villain is probably one of Pixar's freshest villains, and I really enjoyed watching him on screen. Having to being way too old to win to be in this race, but he's still doing it anyways. That's a nice, refreshing taste, and this villain is really nice. And the voice actor also does great with all the other, and it's like you're watching real people having chemistry with each other. Obviously, like I said, this film is predictable. From the beginning, as soon as they mentioned a race, I was like, okay, there's a finale, they're gonna win, everyone's gonna say they're gonna see monsters. But it was entertaining to see them go through this journey, and especially as we got the emotions with Alberto's character. I was like, and there was a twist there. I was calling something and it didn't really happen. It wasn't like a big twist, but it wasn't like a small, mediocre twist either. Like, it was a twist that I enjoyed, but it wasn't like a massive one. But it was just small, and some people probably wouldn't even call it a twist. I wouldn't even call it a twist. Or I would, because that's what I'm saying right now, but it's not really a twist. It's just something that you think it's going to be something, it's something else. So just go into it with that. But, like I'm saying, some of the emotions with his character is stunningly good. He does a really good job portraying those emotions, and those emotions that they throw out is really, really good. In fact, on the bus ride, me and my friend Acario, we didn't even notice that we were in the bus until the movie was over, because we got so intrigued with the story and with the emotions of the Alberto character. Alberto character was obviously my favorite character with his emotions. There was some moments where he just kind of seemed like a jerk, but most of the time he was alright and a pretty good character. Characters aside, there's pretty good soundtrack. Set in Italy, I am gonna have my problems with it. I'll mention it later on in this video. But look, because it's set in Italy, it's like this nice little story with music, and it's all has this like Italian vibe to it, where you could be like, oh yeah, let's dance. It has a nice little vibe being set in Italian town. That's also why it feels so kind of low and not too much on Pixar, because it's just like this low budget movie. It's set in small Italian town with Italian music. It's not like big blockbuster like Soul, where it portrays so much emotions, and that really kind of works for it. If they were going for like a movie with too much emotions, I'd be like, okay, this is dumb. Obviously, it's going like the 75% adventure and 25% emotion, and that's what I really like from my Pixar movies, and that's what really worked. But the Italian theme here, pretty good. But I also am going to mention my negative with the Italian theme, and it's because the director here is also the director of the short film La Luna, and which is also, this film kept reminding me of it, and I wasn't a big fan of that short film. So having him take inspiration from that kind of just took me out of the movie a little bit. Obviously, La Luna, I think, won some awards, so it's just me, but like, I wasn't fully into the Italian, but it's just a nice setting for this kind of movie. Does that make any sense? Like, just fully I'm not I'm not fully into the Italian vibe, but it makes sense for this kind of movie. That's what I'm trying to say here. Also, I mean, a lot of the things really worked for the film. It was a nice adventure. I really liked how toned down it was. I liked the emotions. A lot of things I liked. But being set in this Italian vibe and how the direction that they're going. One thing I'm really hating about Pixar films, that's because, like in Soul, you get no introduction to the character. It's just instantly falls in a pothole and dies. That's it. And that's the same thing with this one. We get like 4 minutes of introduction with the character, and then he's already off on this adventure. And Pixar films, you really need to flesh out your characters a little bit, because if you're gonna keep doing that, it's not really driving me into the story like I should be. It takes me out of the story for a long while I'm waiting for the rest of it to go on. I'm just sitting there like, why did you do that? Like, I hate it when films just rush into a story, and that's obviously the case with what happened here. It just rushes into the story, and it's not something I particularly enjoy. It took me out of the movie a lot. Apparently there's a Sacha Baron Cohen reference in here with the uncle. That was pretty funny, but that brings me to my next negative, and that's the fact that there is so much lore here, and you only have an hour and 20-minute time, and you can't really flesh out the lore. This film should have been longer, or at least had better writing, because, I mean, with the uncle and below C, there's so much stuff that has so much potential, and it's just kind of like, alright, focusing on the funness, we don't even care about how much potential we have to make a great world, because so far into this world, I think it's great. There's a lot of great stuff, but it's just not really explored that much, and that's another really big negative, is you had so much attempts at having a great written film, and yet you just focus too much on the adventure. Pixar films are kind of flawed like that. They either focus too much on the emotion or focus too much on the adventure, and they can never get a perfect film. And that's alright, especially in this case, with a fun adventure, a fun cast, an amazing villain, and some nice little sequences of emotion here and there. It's a nice little film. And I know I probably had a lot of negatives, and I probably should have just enjoyed the ride. And I did. I really did enjoy the ride. This was a really entertaining film, and despite my negatives, I still really enjoyed this. It's probably in the middle of my ranking of the year. It's certainly not really high up on that ranking, but I certainly enjoyed it, and I'm pretty sure you will too. I'm overall, think I'm gonna give this film a B. I think I'm gonna give it a 7.5 critically. Entertainment wise, I'd probably give it an 8.0, but I'm gonna have to give it 7.5 because I have to be critical about this just a little bit. So 7.5, and I'm gonna have to give this, I'd say I would give it 3 stars, how much I enjoyed it on this ride. And I was kind of thrown into this story, and it was just really entertaining. But the film certainly had its problems. So anyways, I want you guys to tell me down below, what did you think of Pixar's Luca? I'm back. I'm going to make a lot more videos. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell. Stay tuned for this weekend. I'll think of something for a Pixar ranking, probably. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even know if I'm going to do it, but I might do it. And it's been rumored that I might go see Fast 9. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to go see Fast 9 this weekend. But if I do, stay tuned. Really excited to see that one, so stay tuned for that review. Obviously, got a lot more videos coming. Go follow my letterbox at ZachMovieChatYT. Go follow or go subscribe to Casa Ruby Studios. Amazing animations. You will love it. And obviously, thank you for clicking on this video. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below what did you think of Pixar's Luca. And with that said, make sure to always subscribe to join the Nerd Army.